Welcome back to Veggie Revolution Android app. This is the second video in which we will show you how to add your own recipe or modifying some of the Veggie Revolution recipe from your own database. So let's go directly to the application that's installed. And you can see if you look at choose your own recipe, you'll find that there's already some recipe in there. I've actually added one of my own. It's not a recipe, it's a grocery list called Vert. There is the regular, and then you have the recipe you selected or we selected from Veggie Revolution. So when you select a recipe from the Veggie Revolution website, we make a copy of the product, the ingredient and product list in your own database. We do so that you can then select without having to go to the website, and also so you can modify some of and customize some of the ingredients for your own taste. So let's go back to the subject of this presentation, which is add that recipe to your own shopping list. And I want to, the first thing I want to do is add to the regular list item. So I select it and I go into add to the selected recipe. And here I can just type the product. So I'm going to build a list of product I shop for every week when I go shopping. So I'm going to start with orange juice. Oops, sorry. I am in the wrong place here. This is the recipe name. The product is orange juice. Orange juice. And you notice it pre-filled it because when I was doing grocery in the previous video, I actually typed it in. So it's why it's important to type proper name so you can pre-select properly. So I will save that. I have grapefruit juice. Now it's misspelled when I use it properly, but I'm going to select that so I can show you how to correct it later. I'm going to add peanuts. Peanuts, and we normally buy 3 bags at a time because we feed the wildlife. So that's enough for now. If I go to choose your own recipe, if in a regular, you see that you have orange juice, grapefruit juice misspelled, and 3 bags of peanut. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to add that your own recipe, and I'm going to that regular. I'm going to use the that product for the recipe, and I want to correct the grapefruit juice. I'm going to type the correct name, grapefruit juice, and I'm going to select the one that's misspelled. Here it is, it has been corrected. So you could do the same thing if I go, for example, in the chili recipe, and I want to edit some of the product. It has margarine, and I want to use our own brand. We use Earth Balance. It uses Earth Balance. Now, I did it here at the recipe level. When we're in the grocery list, we have the same option to rename a product. And if you do it in the grocery list, it will update all of the recipes that have that product. So sometimes it's better to do it at the grocery list level. Select one of the recipe, update to your own brand, and then it'll reflect it in all of the recipe you've already downloaded. Now you may want, another thing you may want to do is you may want to remove a recipe if you never use it, or you want to, or you have created your own and you don't like it. You have the option under the recipe to delete a selected recipe. So if I wanted to take chicken paprika completely out of the database, it will, deleting it will remove it out of the database. It will not remove the ingredient It will remove the recipe, and the ingredient will not remove the product from the list of products you ever shopped for. So the aisle and store number will still be retained for those products. You can go and delete those later on from the grocery list if you want to, but I'll show you that in the next video. Now let's create a natural recipe. So let's go to add your own recipe. And I'm going to add a recipe, and the recipe I'm adding is a spinach salad. And from the product, I'm using baby spinach. Oops. Baby spinach. Quantity, I use about 150 grams. We use matrix in most of the Veggie Revolution, so it's better to stick with matrix so they will be consistent. So I'm going to save that. Now I'm going to also, this recipe comes from the George Bernard Shaw. George Bernard, the English writer, was a vegetarian, and his cook they wrote a cookbook based on the recipe his cook left behind called the George Bernard Shaw Vegetarian Cookbook, and that's where we got that recipe. So I want to put that in the product information. I want to say that it's from the Shaw, and it's page 42, and I update source information. So under add, you can update source information. Okay, so now if I go out of this recipe, if I go look at choose your own recipe, you have the spinach salad, and it's from the Shaw cookbook, page 43, and it's the ingredient. I should have put the rest of the ingredient, but this is basically what I want to show you in this video. I hope you found it useful, that now you can see how you can create your recipe, you can modify some of the Veggie Revolution recipe, you can create grocery lists, you can create shopping lists. The shopping list could be like hardware store, they could be drugstore, you can build any kind of list, and then starting from an empty menu plan, add that specific list and go to the grocery list, and they will basically build you a shopping list rather than a grocery list. So that's quite useful from that point of view. You can also create your own set of lists, like maybe you have a long weekend list, or you have a camping list, or we go to a farm sanctuary. When we go, we have a farm sanctuary list of food we bring for the wild animals. So you can create any kind of list like that you want, and then just add them to the menu plan. So again, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you're using the application and enjoying it. And if you want to, the next video will show you a few options from the grocery list itself.